Look at the glow on this one. We're going to start with the loom shot. Camera shows it a little more blue. It's actually the more traditional Seiko green loom, but we have the Kinetic GMT White 50th Anniversary Special Edition. I'm pretty sure this one was nicknamed the Yeti. Has a really nice, thick, white band. I'm sure that would get dirty really fast. Metal keeper. This is a Kinetic 200 meter watch, and you can see it's a little low on charge. It does a double tick there. I think this has been sitting around for a little bit. This is my first time seeing it too, honestly. This is my buddy Mitch's watch. Nice bezel action. I love the depth of the dial on this. There's so many layers. Look at that. Even the way the indices are, I don't know, man, those have to be like a couple of millimeter tall indices alone. Which all adds to the thickness of this, because then you have 4 hands stacked on there. This one does come with a Sapphire Crystal, which looks to be flat. And the case even has some depth to it. There's the back, that's also trimmed in gold. Not usually a big fan of white dialed watches, but this one with all the depth and everything, I'm a big fan of this one. And I'm looking forward to getting this on the wrist here in a second. So, here's the hang tag, it just came off. This is the SUN043. There's the suggested retail of $695. These are super hard to find right now, and I'm pretty sure they're pulling full suggested retail or even higher at this time. This has the caliber 5M85 GMT function on it, which there's other videos showing these on how all those work and how to do all that. I'm not going to get onto that. I just wanted to talk about this watch and first impressions of it. You can hear and feel that kinetic rotor spinning when you, I don't know if you can hear that. When you move it around, you can definitely hear it and feel it. And there is a bracelet. I think Mitch actually sourced a bracelet for this, which is on the 019, I think, model of this. The SUN 019, I think is what it was. I could be wrong. That one actually came with a nice metal bracelet. He found one from a supplier in France or something like that and ordered the bracelet. I'm pretty sure he has it or it's on its way. And hopefully he's going to put that on here and that'll just elevate it even further. I can imagine with this white, it might look cool and feel cool, but it's got to get dirty quick, I would imagine. I'm not sure what it's like to clean it or anything, but I'm going to go ahead and throw this on my 7 1/8 inch wrist, because this was the big thing that everybody, was like, man, even myself, it's just a big watch, and it is, but it still has that Seiko feel to it where it just feels smaller than it is. And this one has some heft to it, but it balances out. I mean, I have it a little bit tighter on the wrist. I could loosen it a little bit, but it feels really good on wrist. It does not feel as big as it looks or physically is. I'll even do the measurements real quick because I'm pretty sure it might be like a 48 or something. I think it was. Yeah, 47.5. Yeah, it's like 47.5 millimeter, okay? And then, it's thick, too. This is a big watch. There's no getting around it. 14.5. Some of those measurements aren't as big as I thought they would be. Lug to lug. Even the lug to lug is like 51 millimeter. Here's the drilled lug holes. It wears way better than you would think it would, though. I could definitely see purchasing a more affordable model of this and then giving it a shot. I know even McMahon said that, I don't know if I'm saying his last name right, I'm sorry if I'm not, but he had bought and sold like I think a couple of these, and he couldn't connect with the kinetic movement, And I get that, because it's which is strange that he couldn't connect with the kinetic movement. I know it's involved, but yeah, it's still quartz, so it's a little funky. Whereas he likes the tuna, and I understand the connection to the tuna as well, because I have one just like what he has, the SBBN033, I think it was. And it's a special quartz movement in that. And I'm sure this one is too, because of the kinetic movement. But then there's, you know, if you don't wear it, I think a full charge will last like 6 months, I remember hearing, or something. But, you know, if you don't wear it often, you know, you're going to be dealing with the issues of having to get it up and running and charging and all that stuff. But the overall design and look of this, with the depth of the dial and even in the case, and then, you know, they have like the patty model of this, where the inner case part is like a blue, so then that gives it even more depth. Just having the polished with the ribs in there gives it depth. I can't imagine doing a color change on it would give it even more. See, Mitch likes to keep his stuff brand new, it looks like. He hasn't even taken either of these watches I've shown out of the wrapper yet. We'll have to get him wearing these. So there's a quick look at this guy. I'm pretty sure guys are calling it the Yeti tuna, or Yeti, or something like that. You know, not sure what else to call it, other than it's the SUN043, and it's a 50th anniversary special edition. I couldn't find anywhere. It's not numbered. It doesn't say limited edition, so I'm not sure how many they made. You know, sometimes you can take that bottom number there, and, you know, because I've dealt with monsters that were special editions, but they actually did have a production number, so you can figure out how many they actually made. You know, if that's 807, maybe they made 1,000 of them, and this is number 807. I don't know. I really don't know. So if you guys know maybe how many they made of these, and you want to say it down in the description, go ahead and let me know. Educate me on this one. I've not paid attention on this model or this series, because I just always thought it was too big. But it's big, but it's totally doable, totally wearable. Let me know what you guys think.